Hi everyone! In this video, I'm going to be showing you a wonderful training technique known as the Jefferies Method. I believe the origin of this technique actually came from a trainer who mentored Clinton Anderson back in Australia, but other than that, I'm not sure on the specifics or the history. However, I will be demonstrating exactly how to use the Jefferies Method and also explaining what makes it so effective. I have already round pen Chobit, so now I've got her on a rope halter, and I'm just going to start desensitizing her by jumping around her and sort of preparing her for the movements that I'll be making to get up onto her back. So I'm going to jump up and kind of lean across her and pet her all over her body. Just make this a really fun and relaxing experience and sort of let her know in preparation for me being on top of her that this is a good thing, and when I'm up there, she's going to get petted and rewarded. I'm choosing to remove my boots to give myself a little extra balance because they're pretty bulky. And now I'm just going to take the lead rope in one hand and jump up onto her back. And as I do, I'm going to swing both legs up there, and then I'm going to cross my ankles so that I'm just laying straight across her back, nice and flat, with my chest up against her and my entire body laying over her. And I'm just going to start petting her kind of as far as I can reach, all over her neck, all over her shoulders. And my goal is to keep both of my hands moving the entire time I'm on her back. I don't want her to get stagnant or frightened or bound up. So by moving around on her and acting kind of as a little human curry comb, I'm just solidifying that this whole experience is a really pleasant and enjoyable thing for her. And I make that quick and I slide off. By crossing your legs when you jump up over their back, if they were to duck out or squirt from underneath you or go to buck, you're not in a position where you're going to get hung up on them with both legs, so you're going to be able to slide off really easily. And I do some preparations with her just to familiarize her with the movements that I'll be making when I'm around her and getting up on her back, especially under saddle. So I kind of jump up and swing over her, I jump around next to her, and I really want to make sure that I'm doing this on both sides of her body. So she's not just getting familiarized on one side and then the other side is terrified when I do these things. I want both sides of her to be comfortable and confident with this. And I just pet her a lot and touch her all over and let her know that no matter where I am around her body, she can trust me. So I'm going to jump up, swing up, and cross both legs the moment I get my balance. And then I'm just going to start rubbing all over her neck, on her withers. Occasionally I'll reach back and try to get as far back into her flanks as possible and down where the cinch is going to be in her girth area. And again, just very rewarding, very positive and relaxed. My body language is relaxed. I'm not nervous or stressed out about what she's going to do. I trust her, and I'm just kind of hanging out up here, giving her a nice old rub. And again, make it short and sweet, and then I hop off and give a release. So if your horse is a little nervous and doesn't want you to jump up at first, doing this is a great way to help desensitize them. You can see she's a little bit worried about me sort of running towards her to jump up. And so I'm just going to keep doing it until she relaxes a little bit. And you can get crazy with it. I mean, you can start like 10 feet away and run at them and try to jump up on them. It's all just a matter of progressively desensitizing them to the point where they trust you and they know what you're doing is not something that they need to be afraid of. So I'm going to bring her back into the middle of the round pen, and again I'm going to expose the other side of her to those same crazy movements, jumping around, flapping my arms, running at her, sort of jumping into her. And of course you're going to want to be really cautious when you're working with your own horses because you don't know what the horse is going to do. They can be pretty unpredictable, and some of them might even offer to cow kick you when you're sort of running at them. So staying at their shoulder and keeping yourself in a safe position is going to be the best way to go with training them with this Jefferies method. And she's taking the desensitization really, really well. And I just kind of keep going back and solidifying that she can trust me and that my crazy, insane movements around her are nothing to be afraid of, and she's just going to get petted and released when she relaxes. So I'm going to give her little breaks in between doing the Jefferies and also in between the desensitizing, and I'm just going to give her a little bit of forward motion. So I ask her to hook on to me, and she does, and she willingly follows me around the round pen. This is just a great way to relax, build some trust, and also get her on the same page as I am, which is just a very relaxed and casual demeanor. Every now and then, you're going to have an oops moment where you might try to jump up there and not quite make it. I sort of slid off the other side of her. But luckily, with all that crazy desensitizing we've been doing, she took that very well and she accepts it with almost no hesitation whatsoever. And I'm just going to give her one last go at the Jefferies. I jump up, cross both my legs, and just immediately go to rubbing and petting her. Now, if your horse did get frightened and decide to spook out from underneath you or move off, no big deal. You've got the lead rope in your hands, so you can just bend them around and then just go right back at them. Start by jumping around by them and desensitizing, and then work your way to jumping up and crossing over and doing the Jefferies. By laying on top of them, you're letting them feel your heartbeat, you're letting them feel how relaxed and trusting you are, and you're also petting them. So the experience of you being on top of their back is not only extremely enjoyable, but also completely non-threatening. So later when you go to apply yourself in the saddle, the horse is going to be less stressed out with the fact that you're on top of his back and over him. And I found her sweet spot there, as you can see. She's like, oh my gosh, yes, keep petting me there. And this time I'm actually going to work my hands all the way back into those flanks, all the way around, and I'm going to slide off the back of her. So if your horse gets really confident and comfortable, this is something you can also do. But again, you will want to be careful just in case they decide to spook or kick or buck. And she did a fantastic job with the Jefferies method. You're also going to get a whole bunch of horsehair on your clothes as an added bonus. I hope this video was helpful. One thing I will mention, you did see me remove my boots, and that's just for my added balance because I'm super clumsy. But again, when doing anything with your own horses, you're going to want to exercise your best caution. They are extremely heavy animals with little sledgehammers attached to the end of their legs, and they will rip your feet off if they step on your bare feet. So I would definitely be careful if you do choose to remove your shoes that you're working with a horse that's a little bit more confident and maybe knows what you're doing. That way you don't run the risk of them stepping onto your feet. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing, and as always, I will see you all in my next video.